Good morning. Welcome to the Marion County Board of Commissioners meeting. It's Wednesday, February 7th, 2018. Oops, right here.
Yeah.
And we are in the Senator Hearing Room at Courthouse Square in Salem, Oregon. Let's begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. After all these years, we've kind of got our cadence down on that, haven't we?
Thank you. I've taught you over the years. Learned you.
Right. So this is going to be a short meeting in the sense that there aren't very many items, but we have to wait till 9:30 for our public hearing. So we don't have anyone signed up for public comment. And again, I would invite anyone who might be listening on Facebook Live or CCTV to come down and address the commissioners at 9 a.m. any Wednesday morning. So we'll move directly to our consent calendar.
Well, Madam Chair, if I could make a motion to approve the consent calendar this morning. On it, under Business Services, we approved the following recommendations. Establish and adopt 2 classification, budgets and grants manager and deputy district attorney 4. Uphold pay grade for classification number 197, community corrections educator. Adjust pay grade for 3 classifications. The number 115 on-site wastewater specialist, 1. Number 117 on-site wastewater specialist, 2. And number 409 environmental specialist. In health, approve amendment number 2 to the contract for services with Christian Communities Placement Center to add $135,000 for the Youth and Family Crisis Program and respite beds in an authorized foster home. In Public Works, schedule a final consideration for February 14, 2018 to adopt an administrative ordinance granting zone change number 17005, North Lancaster Business Park Incorporated, clerk's file number 5738.
All right, now second the motion. Any comments?
No, I wish I would have looked closer at it, but I'm happy to see some movement when we've had trouble with the wastewater specialists, so looks like we've got them and maybe paying them enough to keep them. I hope that's what's going on.
All right. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving these items, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and they are approved. We have one item under business services, and I'm looking for the person.
And either you can switch or I can speak to it if you wish, but
Well,
I know.
there's no switching. That's the only item.
Oh,
so-
that's right, I forgot. I think Kevin Burton is on his way with Colleen,
Okay.
but
So this is, let me just read the item then. And under business services, it's to consider executing a property boundary verification for building permit that redefines the property boundaries to allow for a common sewer system at the 3500 to 4000 block of Almsville Highway southeast in Salem for building permit purposes. And Kevin Burton is the person who's on his way, and Bruce Armstrong is going to pinch hit.
yes.
Right.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Commissioners. Bruce Armstrong with Marion County Legal Counsel. As part of the construction of the new Sheriff's Office Central District Office building and new parole and probation building, that is being constructed on, there's 2 parcels of property out at the jail campus. There's the larger campus that has held the parole and probation building and the jail complex, and then there was that 11.5 acre parcel we the county purchased from the state 10 or more years ago, I believe. It's 11.5 acres. And this CDO building is built on, if I remember correctly, it's on the 11.5 acre property, but to connect to the sewer system, the sewer connection crosses that property line. And so because the properties are in Salem, we have made application with the city of Salem for building permits, and the permitting process dealt with the sewer aspects and others. But as part of that building process, because the sewer line would be crossing the property line between the properties that Marion County owns, they required this process be followed, this property boundary verification form, and they provided us with the sites to it and the language to and what this does. It doesn't change the property lines. It's not a formal property line change for both properties for all purposes, but simply for the purpose of this building permit. the Salem, that we put this together, and then as a requirement, it is filed so that anybody, if the county was going to sell, it's down the line, it's jail or jail campus properties, that others would be on notice that for the purposes of this building permit, this property line doesn't exist, and it allows for the sewer line to cross the property lines. So I know, that's a bit of the background, and so the city has required that the board act on this, and that it is filed in the clerk's office and the deed records, so anybody looking at the property would know that this exists.
Okay. Thank you, Bruce. Business Services has now joined us. Good morning.
My apologies, I didn't think it was going to go through that quick. Colleen Kunsch-Chaffins, Business Services Director.
Kevin Burton, Construction Project Coordinator.
So what would you like to add to what Bruce has
I
And
really
if you can stop now,
apologize.
because I'm ready to make a motion.
Okay, we're good to go if Bruce has explained it well for you.
So I believe this is the thing that was on my desk that I said, do I sign this or do I not
Correct.
sign this? And there were like a bunch of different emails. So it did have to go to board session.
It did have to go to board session,
All
but it
right,
was
there you go.
provided to you with only for your signature, and we thought that made sense since it's going to be filed it's a deed, going into the deed records, that the
Right.
board itself should act on it.
I am so glad that got
It
resolved.
got cleared up. 10 emails later.
All right, very good.
All right.
There was various processes that we were trying to clarify, and that was one of them.
Okay, very good.
Madam Chair, I'd make a motion that we do execute a property boundary verification for a building permit that redefines the property boundaries to allow common sewer at the 3,500, 4,000 block of Almsville Highway Southeast for building permit purposes.
I will second your motion. And before we vote.
You want to put them on the spot a little more?
Well, no, I mean, obviously, we have 20 minutes till the public
Okay,
hearing,
fine.
so we have a little bit of time.
Okay.
Do you want to give us an update on the sheriff's building, just real quickly, on how
Sure.
it's going? I know you sent an email yesterday with the monthly report, but just a little bit, so if anyone listening knows how it's going.
Kevin?
The interior, all of the wood framing is complete. The interior metal stud framing is wrapping up this week and early into next week. The mechanical, electrical, and plumbing rough ends are well underway. So all of the main things inside the walls are being run. The roof is being installed right now. We have this beautiful weather window that is available to us, so they're
Very
actually.
unusual.
Yeah, they are able to move forward on getting that roof on right now, or wrap up any of the temporary roofing that still had not been done. Everything seems to be on track for the most part. Glazing the windows and the exterior weather seal is coming on this week. They started wrapping it with the new vapor barrier today. So we should have a weather-tight building here real quick. So it's progressing pretty well. Haven't had a whole lot of workmanship issues with that project. It's been looked at closely and is moving right along and is being built very well.
Thank you. Any other questions?
No.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And it's approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that concludes our action agenda. We have one item under finance, which is the second supplemental budget, but it requires a public hearing. The public hearing is noticed at 9:30, which is 20 minutes from now, so we will take a 20-minute break.
It sounds like exactly one cinnamon roll away from conclusion.
Yeah. All right, and we will be back at 9:30. All right, we are back. It's 9:30. We will open a public hearing. This is under finance, and it's a public hearing to consider adopting the second supplemental budget for fiscal year 27-18. Debbie Gregg is here, and also Jeff White. Good morning.
Good morning, Debbie Gregg, Finance Department.
Jeff White, Finance Department.
And yes, we are here to present the second supplemental budget request for 17-18 in accordance with county policies and local budget law. As noted in your executive summary, a public notice has been published in the Statesman's Journal since last Thursday, and supplemental budget request has been available for review not only on the county website, but also in the Board of Commissioners office this last week. This supplemental request was reviewed in detail by your commissioners at the Monday management meeting. I just wanted to go over a quick high level of what's in this request. 16 funds have been modified in total for this request. Only 6 funds actually had increases in their appropriations. Several funds were modified due to collective bargaining negotiations with not only Marion County Law Enforcement Association, but also the Federation of Oregon Parole and Probation Officers. Those affected several funds: general fund for $557,000, the inmate welfare fund for $9,000, the sheriff's grant fund for $8,000, traffic safety team fund for $30,000, and the community corrections fund for $156,000. Most of those costs were covered by offsetting reductions in either contingency or materials and services to cover those additional costs. Capital Improvement Project Fund did have an increase this supplemental for $185,000. It's mostly due to increases in the public safety building furnishings. Facility Renovation Fund also had an increase for the HVAC Transition Center project of $233,000, but that's being covered by contingency. The Health Fund increased almost $705,000, and that's mostly due to intergovernmental state agreements related to various public health grants, HIV outreach, and rental assistance programs. The Non-Departmental Grants Fund did increase also this supplemental for $163,000, and that was due to the new Marion County Veterans Services Program that's being funded through the Oregon Department of Veterans Affairs. And finally, Public Works Fund increased $131,000 for various ongoing capital projects. So it just gives you a high-level summary of what's included in the supplemental. If you have any detailed questions on any of the various funds, I'd be happy to answer them, or you do have a resolution there for your consideration.
Questions?
I have no questions that we haven't talked about already.
Oh, I did want to mention too, Commissioner Carlson, you had some additions to the narrative on one of the funds, and we have included that comments, your feedback into the supplemental request.
I did see that, thank you. All right, so we did go through this as a board on Monday at Management Update, and got a lot more detail on it, and there is a detailed sheet that goes fund by fund and program by program that is available online right now. I'm looking at it, or people can come into the board office and get a copy of that. So anything else that you'd like to discuss?
No. So, Madam Chair, I'd make a motion, we close the public hearing, we adopt the supplemental budget and approve the resolution that relates to it.
I'll second the motion. So we have a motion and a second to close the public hearing and to adopt the second supplemental budget. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, approved. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
if I might, I wanted to comment that Debbie's doing a great job on this, and I really appreciate the work she's done. Picked up from Rich and done a really great job for us. Thanks.
But won't the real test be the budget, John? Should we?
Hold off until we really test her. No compliments at this point. All right, thank you both. All right, so I will go ahead and read the Wednesday to Wednesday calendar. This is February 7th through the 14th, and these are meetings where 2 or 3 commissioners will be present. We just completed our Wednesday board session here at Courthouse Square. At noon today is the Woodburn-Marion County meeting at Luis's Taqueria at 523 Front Street in Woodburn. At 7:30 tomorrow morning, February 8th, is the Kaiser-Marion County meeting, and that will be held at Sherry's Restaurant on River Road North in Kaiser. Then at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning is a work session on solid waste drop box rates. That will be here at Courthouse Square in the Silverton Conference Room on the 5th floor. Also tomorrow, February 8th at 11:30 is a Board of Commissioners all-staff lunch in the Silverton Conference Room, where we are celebrating is not the word.
No,
We
thank you.
are grieving for Sarah Sparks's move to the juvenile department, but this will be our last time to have a party with Sarah when she is a board staff. We hope she comes back to visit, right? On Monday, February 12th, from 8 to 3 is the Association of Oregon Counties Steering Committee meetings, Legislative Committee, and Board meeting, and that will be held at the local government center on Court Street in Salem. Tuesday, February 13th at 7:30 is a Together Towards Tomorrow Chan Hellman event at the Kaiser Civic Center on Shamawa Road, northeast in Kaiser. Chan Hellman is a professor that talks about hope and the science around hope. And then afterwards, there's going to be a community event as well, but only one commissioner is going to that, and that's me. So, and then on February 13th at 7:30 is also the State and Marion County meeting at the Covered Bridge Cafe in Stayton. I believe, Commissioner, you're covering that. At 9 o'clock on Tuesday, February 13th is calendar review in the Silverton Conference Room at Courthouse Square. 9:30, a work session, quarterly review for roads and bridges, also in the Silverton Conference Room. 11:45, Leadership Salem Government Day. That will be here in the Senator Hearing Room. And then at 1 o'clock is the Marion County Public Safety Coordinating Council Planning Meeting in the Silverton Conference Room. Followed, boy, there's a lot going on, Tuesday, February 13th. Followed at 2:30 with the Courthouse Square Green Team Meeting. That will be in the Commissioners Boardroom at Courthouse Square. And then from 4 to 6 on Tuesday, February 13th is the monthly meeting of the Marion County Public Safety Coordinating Council, also in the Commissioners Boardroom, 5th floor in Courthouse Square. February 14th, Valentine's Day, we'll be back here in the Senator Hearing Room at 9 for our regular weekly board session, followed at noon by the State of the County presentation. That will be held at the Broadway Commons, 1300 Broadway Street Northeast in Salem. It's on Facebook, it's on our website, it's on SEDCOR's website if you want to buy tickets. Go online and get them. You can also come, I think, and not eat lunch, right? People can come, I saw that question come up, if people could come and not eat lunch and just see the state of the county, and that is possible. And then at 2 o'clock on February 14th is our Jobs Council meeting. That is at the Willamette Workforce Partnership Boardroom at 626 High Street in Salem. So those are all of our meetings. You're going to the Oregon Garden? No, that's next week. Where are you going today?
Today, to Woodburn and a funeral, I might mention.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Longtime family friend, Sweet Pavlicek, just one of the good guys in my life. But he was a neighbor of ours in St. Paul when I was real little, and I still remember him. He was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. All right, anything else?
Oh, I always get concerned, state of the county, and it always seems to come off well. I appreciate how so many people do come and care. They don't come to our meetings. I assume there are people all around the county, thousands of them watching on
I'm sure there are.
TV, but at this point, they do come and the opportunity to ask a few questions, and I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's a nice opportunity to kind of encapsulate what we've done the past year, what the highlights are, and also to look out into the future and see what are the big issues, big challenges that are facing Marion County. Jolene Kelly has been doing a lot of work, and other staff in the board office working with her to create those little booklets that we have now, which are so lovely that that we use as handouts, and they include this year because it's Marion County's 175th anniversary, and there's a word for it.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there's something
Oh, I'll look it
special
up.
about
Well,
that.
yeah, so you say something, I'll look it up really quick, because it's
Well,
like
I'm
a
just
really
thinking,
long
I
word.
shouldn't tell this story, but just last night I was with Craig Pope from Polk County, and he commented that the SEDCOR never asked Polk County commissioners to make a presentation.
Have they ever asked SEDCOR?
Well, that's what I said. I said, I think we asked. Oh.
Right, yeah. We didn't do that when you
No,
first
it was
came
right
here, when I
here,
first
just-
came here. We sat here with all of these people sitting in front of us and did the state of the
A
county.
lot of counties still do it that way. I won't give names. Very southern county, and one of the commissioners spent 45 minutes, and I know I got in trouble early on for 20, so I'm kind of thinking.
Okay, here you go. Dodran's Bicentennial. Dodrans.
Dodren's Bicentennial.
You're right.
I'm not really liking that.
Yeah, we're just calling it Marion County 175, because we looked that up and it was kind of like, so. Not going there.
Oh, I do have one.
Don't
other-
have enough room on the banner.
I told you this, I had my fourth grandchild Sunday. Kelly Rose Brentano. And this one likes me. I know.
I saw the picture.
Well, you couldn't really see her, but she just wants to look me right in the eye.
Right,
That's
that's
not
good.
normal.
So you have one that likes you.
Yes.
She's too young to know better, right?
All right, can you close this thing or something?
Today is Pick on Sam Day.
Yes.
All right, so with that, we will adjourn.